At long last, our new Captain America is here to guide us through a brave new world on home media. Hey everyone, Joe here from the Collection Compass, and welcome to our Marvel Studios Captain America Brave New World home media unboxing. Hope you're doing well, hope you're staying safe out there in the big old world of today. Here we have, like I said before, we are here to take a look at the official Captain America Brave New World home media showcase of releases they did for the home media wave that came out, I believe, at the tail end, if not the beginning of the summer season. And honestly, this has been a long year for me, so the fact that this movie came out at the tippy top of the year, it's been so many months, the movie's been done, it's been out, it's finally in the hands of physical collectors. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've heard so much about this movie, the behind the scenes drama, just like, what does a Captain America movie look like without Chris Evans anymore? What does that look like with Anthony Mackie at the helm? How does it all look like? And all the behind the scenes trouble, all the changes with the multiverse saga, with what this film was supposed to be. It's just, for me, I'm personally even surprised the film was even made, it's released, it's done. There is a variant of this film out there for MCU fans to watch, to enjoy if they choose to do it, and now to also own on physical media. And I'm going to be honest with you, we'll get down to the nitty gritty in just a moment. To be honest with you, and I have covered a lot of the MCU releases, I believe, personally speaking, this is probably my absolute least favorite of the bunch. I'm going to be completely transparent with you. I just did not really get fully behind the release. When they revealed, well, we're going to get down to it, every single little thing, but when we got finally into what was the home media release is going to look like for this film, what it's going to be, what are my personal attachments to this, just everything that just came out of it is just very much like, damn, they really shafted this film so much. And I'm like, the Marvels made less money than this movie, and their home media was even much better than this. And I don't even know. I really don't know. We're going to get down into it, but I'm just saying, like, this is probably my least impressive home media display of options for an MCU film ever. And we have gotten so many of them. And the fact that this is the one, in my opinion, I think they dropped the ball really hard on, is we're going to get into it. But let's get into the home media showcase for Captain America Brave New World. Now let's first take a look at the DVD. This is the standard DVD that all retailers have. This is just for the movie itself, as always with most of these DVD releases, 99% nowadays. So here we have Anthony Mackie's Captain America looning over in a very stoic, heroic pose. We see Red Hulk over here, the main antagonist, well, the main physical antagonist for the film. I'll get to more about that in a little bit later. And then we see Cap in his the full gear with the I guess the high, I forgot what the name, the high velocity helmet, the one he uses when he's going like really, really high or really, really fast. And then we have the new Falcon in the background, some fighter jets in there, the White House destroyed and everything. Honestly, I will appreciate they gave us an original cover. I'll give them some points on that. But Red Hulk just really looks out of place here. It just feels like they just cobbled together existing promo shot poses to make this thing. Like, it just doesn't have, there's no like sense of like, you know, like a uniqueness here. It just feels like they cobbled this together just to make the generic home media cover. That's just all that I'm looking at here. Again, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it just screams like they just photoshopped a lot of things on here. And again, I understand this is mainly his Photoshop, but still, like, damn, like, this is just what we get out of it. Here we have the logo, which does reutilize a variant of the traditional Captain America logo we have seen for the last the last three MCU films. The Brave New World subtitle, I get they were trying to be more simplistic, which is generic text. I forgot what text font this is. I'm pretty sure someone out there will probably correct me. But yeah, so not a big fan of the combo. Really am not. I really did like some of the San Diego Comic-Con promotion logos. I think that should have been the final logo, but I do get what the reasoning was for here. And we do have Red Hulk as the icon photo shot for the the side shot for this particular film. And on the back, you get to just see Sam Wilson's Captain America with Falcon in the background. Shots from the movie, synopsis of the movie right here. That's about it. That literally is about it. There is no review. There is no nothing. It's just very, very telling that there was not that many positive. Okay, I'm gonna be bullet. There was probably a positive or two reviews out there. I'm not sure why, But most likely, most of the bigger outliers, the bigger film sites and stuff, they probably did not have much positive things to say about the film. So probably they just chose, let's just not do one this time around like normal. Usually there's like at least one review in the background. And here, it's just the gray disc with the logo. That's it. That's it. Nothing in here. I don't know why I even bother anymore with that. That's just what it is. You're just getting, full MSRP for the movie. That's literally it. I kid you not. I really kid you not. Not on that one. Now to run it off. Now after, we're not done with the DVD side for once. I mean, I'm actually surprised. Well, technically speaking, we are covering every single way you can own Captain America Brave New World on physical media. The next variant is the Captain America 4-movie pack, which has all 3 Steve Rogers Captain America films and Brave New World. So if you want just the Captain America films, you just want those films, specifically First Avenger, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Brave New World, there you go. You just have it all on DVD, just one combo. These are just the movies, no bonus features, none of that stuff. You're just buying the 4 movies, which honestly, if you are a true diehard Captain America fan, then yeah, go for it. I would suggest going for it. It's just like, 2 random shots of both Steve's and Sam's Captain America next to each other, obviously photoshopped, of course, and they are using the new current Captain America logo for it. And honestly, again, it's not the worst cover in the world. It's not. It is definitely a way to kind of incentivize different ways for people to see the film if they haven't seen it in theaters or in Disney Plus yet. It definitely does help out on the review track of it. So I give them credit on that. I will definitely give them credit on that one to at least give them more opportunities to see the film. So I give them credit on that, and giving like Brave New World technically 2 different ways to watch it on DVD. So I will give them a little credit on that portion. Now next up we have the standard Blu-ray edition. You can buy this at every single major retailer that does sell Blu-rays. This is for the first time ever. I could be wrong on this. This is the first time in a long time, if not ever. This is the first time an MCU movie has gotten a repeat on their DVDs to Blu-ray. Now normally every single SKU has a unique cover art. That's usually the cadence, that's usually the thing. I was very happy about that. Even the lowest performing film, you still got a unique edition with each one. This is the first time the DVD and the Blu-ray do share the same cover art. So kind of how more traditional other Disney movies are, where like the DVD and the Blu-ray cover arts are basically the same unless you're buying a specialty edition. No, this is the exact same. You are getting the same exact cover art, nothing different. The only thing is, of course, obviously Blu-ray is higher resolution, and the secondary thing is that you get 2 special features, the blooper reel, and a commentary. So besides those little things, yeah, that's where your money's going if you truly want it. But if you're looking for like a unique independent regular Blu-ray edition, you are not going to get that from a cover standpoint. You are going to share the same with else. So welcome. It's nice to have you guys there. Usually you guys are like in a separate pile. Now we in the same. Well, what you thinking about that? Then next up we have the Walmart Blu-ray exclusive, which is almost the same thing on the bottom. It's just a fancy slip card, which I'm gonna be completely transparent with y'all. Of the 5 ways you can own Brave New World right now, and I'm really double checking my math right now if there is 5. I'm gonna say 5 exclusive SKUs, 6 official ways. Okay, let me correct myself on that. The 5 ways, the 5 official independent ways to just own Brave New World. I think for me personally, this is the winner. The cover art looks magnificent. You have Sam Wilson's Captain America in a very well done artistic shot with Red Hulk looming in the background. I think honestly of the 5, and we'll get to more about that in the 4K and the Steelbook section, I think for me that is the best variant out there from a cover perspective. I think it looks really wonderful, and the colors are just vibrant. So I will say top tier for Walmart for getting another exclusivity package on the bandwagon. So congratulations to them on that one. It's the same regular Blu-ray disc. So it's just a slipcover. You're paying you're just getting the slipcover if you just go to Walmart, which honestly, for the exchange, I think it's a well-worthy deal for that front. And then moving on next to the 4K Ultra HD edition. This is just with the cover standpoint, which is Sam Wilson's Captain America looking downwards with the shield, wings fully extended. I do like this shot. I'll give them some points on this one. I do believe this is a very well done shot. This was one of the promo shots from the movie. This is the Cinematic Universe edition, the traditional one that every MCU movie has. This is just the same as the Blu-rays from the special edition standpoint. You're just getting the 4K disc just to see the movie in true 4K for your viewing consumption. And honestly, I think from that standpoint, it looks good. It looks really good. I'll give them some points on that from presentation. I did like this cover art, so I was very happy that they utilized it in one of them, in one of these releases. But again, I'm pretty sure they could have found something else for that original Blu-ray. They could have found something else. They should have, but it is what it is from that standpoint. Now we have the Steelbook, which honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know there's probably some naysayers. I am not the biggest fan of the Steelbook cover. I am not. I understand they're trying to stylize this as like an 80s political thriller. I get what they were trying to go for this. I really, really do. I get that you have Thunderbolt Ross in red, obviously Sam Wilson's Captain America in blue, then you have Captain America soaring through the red. Honestly, again, I would love to love this. I do in the way best variant I can say on compliment. I think it's good. I do not love it. I really do not. I think for the first time since probably Thor Love and Thunder, and even Love and Thunder, I'll give them more points because even if they just reuse an existing promo shot, I still gave them credit on it. This is, I will give them points that they issued a new commission for the Steelbook art, but I'm not a big fan of it. I really am not. I want to love it. I really, really do. I just don't. I can't get myself on it. The spine here, and I'm very sad to say, for the very first time, I own over 150 Steelbooks. This is the first time it's finally happened to me. My spine popped. I'm like, of all the movies that this had to happen to, this is the movie. Wow. And on the back, you just get the Captain America logo, the shield. That's it. That's basically it. They can. I mean, that is literally the most laziest way to do this. I'm sorry. I'm not an artist. I'm not, but still. I'm not very not. You get your digital code here, which I'm not going to show. Then you get your discs. You got a very, very amazing shot of Sam Wilson's Captain America. This very amazing graphic. This is the 4K disc edition. And then you have Red Hulk, which honestly, again, these two look really, really cool. This is the standard Blu-ray one. You get this in the regular Blu-ray release, and the other one you get for the traditional 4K release. But these are super cool. I'm not going to lie to you about that. And then the insert shot is Captain America soaring into battle. I believe when they're having minor spoilers, the battle on Timu Island. Or Sentinel Island, I forgot which one it was. I will give them, okay, it's a pass, but it's still the existing shot that they reused in the back arts for the DVD, the Blu-ray, and etc. They just don't have Falcon here right now. They don't have him, so it's just Captain America, which makes sense. And yeah, this is where the separation in my particular copy, I'm just being very gentle with it. I have no idea exactly what happened. It was perfectly fine when it was in the saran wrap, so I guess it was just always meant to pop out. I had this in storage for about 4 or 5 months, so yeah, that was probably on me, but at the same time, I'm like, if it was any film this had to happen to for the first time, why did it have to be this one? Just why? It just doesn't help out with the case. Then we have the J card, which at least what I will say is that they at least printed out extra ink just so to have the J card continue the Steelbook, even though you can still lift it up and it'll still be the same thing, at least so that it still kind of has it from the presentation standpoint. Then we have the logo from the J-Card perspective, and over here we have the J-Card content. This is the same bonus features you get on the same things you get on the regular Blu-ray and the regular 4K Blu-ray edition with the special features, the gag reel, the commentary, some deleted scenes, which I'm actually surprised they put that in there. One of Captain America's standby shots, which isn't that bad to be honest with you. It's one of my least favorite, but it's still pretty cool. That's about it. Still no review, still no nothing, just the standard fare for 4K J cards. That's basically nothing really much else to say out on that one. Just not much to say. So with all that being said, we talked about all the 5 core ones. For the 4th Captain American film, I just have 3 things to say. What the F? It's just how? How do you do it? I at least could have given, you can screen cap me on this. I said this in a lot of Disney related unboxings in the last year. I at least will give credit to the fact that the MCU films have had a consistent good nature of releases, of additions, of uniqueness. And I understand it costs money to make these physical media. I'm very happy, at least, I'm not going to take for granted the fact that the MCU is probably the only major franchise out there that has constant, like, you are getting different editions for every different format. They don't need to, they don't have to. Some films don't even have the money back, but they still do it because they try to win over the audience. And I will give them credit for that. The thing is here is that there is just so much leeway here that, between everything that I've talked about before, of the five really, that we still, like, it's very hard for me to see a lot of the good here. Like, the fact that we even got this film on physical media, I will 100% give it credit to the fact that people want this movie on physical media to keep the collection going. I'll give them credit for that, to keep them going. They didn't have to. I wouldn't have been surprised they announced they were going to skip this film. I wouldn't have been surprised. But the fact that they still did, they still committed to it, that it's still a movie that came out on physical media, I'll give them credit on that. So from the standpoint of everything that came out, they could have done a little bit more better. If I'm going to have to rate the whole run, every single piece of content, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I think there is so much more room they could have done. They could have definitely they had the existing shots from the posters and everything. There would have been more options to give a different Blu-ray cover to do it. And before you say, like, oh, it's printing, it's like, you're asking them to print more money. Like, the thing is that you still need to print the different size quality. Like, it's not like you could just reuse the DVD cover size for the Blu-ray cover size. They gotta adjust it. Like, there is an adjustment you have to do because the Blu-ray is obviously smaller than a DVD, so you need to adjust for it. So they were already gonna have to issue a different size, so you might as well have already issued a different cover art. Like, that's all I'm trying to say on that one. But the fact is, you don't do that with this particular movie. It's like, like, you're trying to instill the feeling the MCU is still alive, we're still kicking, we're still delivering, and then that decision, in my opinion, is like, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth, to be honest with you. For the DVD, it is what it is. I think the standard DVD alone, I think they could have done, well, by this current standard DVD, it was subpar at best. The cover art could have been a little bit more, like, again, I'm not a Photoshopper. People probably would call, yeah, you don't know how to do art. You shouldn't be complaining. Shut up. And I'm like, I don't understand that. I really, really do. I don't know nothing about art. I don't know nothing about making a poster. I know nothing. But what I do know is that when a freaking Red Hulk is standing very sore, like, this is clearly a CG shot. Like, it makes no sense for Red Hulk to be that small in the poster, especially on the DVD cover. It makes no freaking sense. It really doesn't. From the Blu-ray standpoint, again, same cover art, not going to go into much detail again on that, but I will say from the special features standpoint, I'm at least surprised we got some deleted scenes, considering the fact there's probably 2 or 3 different versions of this film that's circulating out there in the Disney servers. The fact that this film even is giving you deleted scenes, it's probably a godsend. The fact that you get to see a little bit of what another Brave New World variant would have looked like. So, kudos to that one for the honesty on that. The Walmart Blu-ray edition, I think for me, it is the top tier version. I think from a cover art standpoint, it's the most presentable, it's the most colorful, it's the most beautiful. I think personally of the 5, which ironically this is I'm speaking of it in the middle, that is the top tier. That is my definite, if you're going to spend your money, you do it there. That's where I think the money should go from a presentation standpoint. And obviously, if you are a quality collector, obviously for me, I'm just going to recommend the generic 4K release, which is a very rare godsend. I usually would say the Steelbook is like the go-getter, but for the first time ever, I think in a long time, I'm saying the standard 4K release is the true winner from the 4K standpoint. I think the cover art is really good. It's a really solid promo shot. I like it a lot. And personally, I think it's just, they just utilized it correctly on that one. It really, really did. And then from the Steelbook standpoint, again, I'm not going to use my criticisms on my personal copy on this. It's just the cover art. It just didn't do it for me. They wasted side B. Side C and D is passable. The discs are pretty cool. I'm going to give them credit on that. The Steelbook, I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's that cover art and the lack of a real side B, that's what kills it. It's like, again, there are so many different aspects. You didn't even have to, you could have done a Love and Thunder or Multiverse of Madness and reuse one of the posters. You could have done that. You could have gone away with that, and I would have been happy. But I'm like, the fact that you commission new art, I get the reference, I get where you're trying to take inspiration from, but it just doesn't work. I don't see the true impact of that. For me, I don't. If you love it, that's great. But for me, I don't. I don't see it. I really don't see the appeal in this specific Steelbook. And I think personally, it just kind of, it hurts. From originality, it's great. From the actual context of it, I don't like it. I really, really don't. I want to like it, I just don't. And that's, just, I don't know. I just don't know. It just doesn't like scream this movie. I get it's trying to get the genre of the film right, what it was trying to go for. It just doesn't succeed in imbuing it, in my opinion, on that one. So for me, with all that being said, if you want the movie itself by itself, I think personally your best approach is the DVD. I think, that's just going to be the standard way to do it. If you want the best presentation, if you're a face-forward collector, 100% it's going to be the Walmart exclusive one. And if you're just a generic, just the best quality, standard 4K edition, and we'll do it just fine. I don't recommend the general Blu-ray, because you're going to get that in the Walmart cover. You might as well get the Walmart slipcover while you're at it. And the Steelbook, for a very rare instant, if you don't have the money and you're collecting all the MCU Steelbook, I would personally wait until the very end to get this one. That's just my personal preference. If you already have everything like I do, obviously you got to pick it up. There's not much you can do on that. But in this case, this is, if I was to restart my whole MCU collection all over again, which I will never do, I would 100% pick this up the very last, because this is just something that I don't feel like they gave it the proper way that it should have been for a Steelbook. You're paying a very high-end premium price for it. I think the cover should be reflective on that. But let me know down below, what edition of Captain America Brave New World did you end up getting for your collection? I would love to know myself, because I would love to have a conversation with you about it. But I believe that's going to do it for me today, everyone. If you're unaware, this has been Joe here from the Collection Covers, giving a home media unboxing / showcase to Marvel Studios Captain America Brave New World. Everything mentioned before, you can find them on the retailers listed down below in the description, like we always do. Please, you want to hear more about my thoughts about the film itself, please go over to youtube.com/actionx. We have our official movie review live over on After the Theater. That is our movie review series. So you can go check it out, give it a like, give it a comment. I would greatly appreciate that. I would love to get some more support on that one. But again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Like, favorite, share if you want to. Ring that bell and follow us on social media for more videos such as this one. But until we see each other again, thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe out there. Be good to each other. And as always, peace out.